Hey, Dane. This is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks so much for coming out to the Gone meeting on the other day. Really enjoyed presenting there, and thanks for leaving your information so we could shoot this quick video for you. So the reason I'm shooting this video is to show you how your business or your website is stacking up against your competition online, and to give you some steps, some information that you can use to improve things. So, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking for three things: content, backlinks, and citations. So those are the things I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, when I'm referring to content, I'm really just talking about the words and images on your site. Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words minimum on the page. It gives the algorithm a good idea of what you do and where you are. And the exact amount really depends on your competition and the number of keywords you also want to rank for. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's take a look at what a Google search might look like. I went over to Google, typed in personal trainer, Gainesville, Florida, because that seems to be your business. And at the top of the page, what you'll see here is what we call the map pack. The top three listed here get the most traffic because these are super easy to use. They give a lot of information at a glance to consumers, and so people are using them more and more. Now, the way to get into this top three, first, you got to have a Google business profile. That's what drives them. Second, you need to make sure that is filled out as completely and accurately as possible. And the third factor is really having your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So that can be everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages, even to Facebook and Twitter. So the more times that you have that name, address, and phone number appearing in them, in those directories, the more power it gives to your profile. So each place you do that is considered a citation. The idea is that your brand begins to be found all over the internet, and the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So below this map pack is what we call the organic results. Organic just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top three of this as well. By being in the top three of both, you'll see about a 30% increase in traffic to your website over just those organic results. So let's go back to content just for a moment. I have your website pulled up here. And I will, be honest, when I first got on the website, I wasn't entirely positive if you were at a apparel store or exactly what you were doing. And part of that, I think, is just one, I was unfamiliar with your business, but two, there is not a lot here in content to tell me that. Um, I do love your shirts, by the way. But when I plugged in your website, I love the colors too of it. And when I plugged your website into a word counter, I actually found you've only got 269 words, which is really just not enough to give the kind of information you want. So I hopped over to your Facebook page and really, was like, yes, you do personal training, and that those shirts and stuff are kind of an aside. But this is what you want to be known for. You want to be known, and I realize that's part of your name, Stages of Change Fitness, but you want there to be no doubt in anybody's mind what you do and where you are. And that's part of why content is so important. So to contrast you, I actually went over to that Google search that I had done and was looking at your competitors. And so this first listing, Yelp, this is just a directory, so I'm not going to count that. But swampfitness.com is actually the top competitors, the top organic results. So we'll look at them. And then this is another directory. So is this. But the accesstrainingstudio.com is the second competitor we'll look at. So if we go over here to Swamp Fitness, you'll see that there is definitely no doubt about what they do. Convenient in-home services. They've got personal trainers, registered dietitians, and they come to you, which, we help busy people get healthy. It's very, very clear what they do. And then for Access Training Studio, I actually plugged them into a word counter, and they actually came up with like 1,500 words. So they've definitely got some information here for people very clear what they do and also where they are. Now, one of the things I do when I am comparing websites is I will actually look at some statistics. And I use this tool called Ahrefs. So when I plugged your website into here, I can actually see that you're not getting any traffic right now, and you're not ranking for any keywords at all. So if we were to look at Swamp Fitness, you can see that they're getting 56 unique visitors per month, and that's coming off of 327 keywords. And I can even drill down and see what those keywords are. So for example, personal trainers, Gainesville, Florida, that is a good search term because it is being searched 300 times per month. Well, they're in position 2. So they're just under the top spot. And because of that, they're getting 42 unique visitors per month for that search term alone. And if I look at Axis Training Studio, they're getting 404 unique visitors per month, and that is based off of 737 keywords. And if we drill down and take a look at them, we will see that some of this is related to their the name and for the things that they can help with. But let's see if we can find one, which would be Gainesville, Florida Gyms. Well, they are ranking for that, but they're in position 15, which is the halfway down the second page. So there are 10 Google results per page. And so ideally you need to be on that first page. But because they're on, middle of the second page, they're only getting one visitor per month for that. But you can see, what a difference it can make to appropriately target those keywords. So the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. A backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another via clickable or hyperlinked text. These links act like an endorsement of your website or your business from others, which Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing those other ones vouching for you. So it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins. But not all links are created equal. So those relevant to your website will count more, as will those that are local. So ideally, they should also be powerful in their own right. So I do have a way to kind of gauge that as well. So if I'm looking at RFs, these two ratings let me compare the strength of a backlink profile regardless of the actual number of backlinks coming in, because like I said, it's weighted. So some are going to count more than others. So this DR rating really tells me how powerful are the backlinks coming into your site. And the UR rating is saying how much do I trust them? Ideally, you want these links to be just as powerful as they are trustworthy. And so if you were to divide these numbers, you want them to be as close to one, equal as close to one as possible. You don't have a very high rating right now. That's okay. That's something that can absolutely be worked on. But these are on a scale of 0 to 100. So let's take a look at Swamp Fitness. So for them, their backlink profile is rated at about a 13 on that scale of 100, and the trust rating is about 11. So these are actually pretty close together. So that is a relatively strong backlink profile for the amount that it has. And then for Axis Training Studio, oops, got to go back to that overview. They are actually at a 2.5 and a 9 for the trustworthiness. So there's a larger discrepancy here, so it's probably not going to count as much. So even though they've got a good number of backlinks and referring domains, the ratio is not kind of where we would want it to be. So really, when all of those things come together, the content, the backlinks, the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and more customers find you. So I hope this information was helpful. Would love to hear your feedback on it. If you find yourself wanting more, feel free to reach out and we can help with getting you some more information. We can also talk about your goals and do some research to figure out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to your feedback.